Okay, so chapter 11, kind of looking at modeling here. So, modeling is essentially when you see somebody perform a behavior, and then you're naturally going to want to copy what they do. So, like as it said in the book, it's like monkey see, monkey do. So you're going to naturally want to do what somebody else is doing because that's the norm. So if somebody's performing something like out of the norm, if they do it for long enough or enough people doing it are doing it, it can become the normal. And then it becomes odd at like if you're not doing the behavior. So like it kind of mentioned like the guy dancing on the hill, and then he did this, and then more people joined, and then that became the new normal for people. And that, like I said, it becomes odd, or it doesn't feel right when people like aren't joining in and following. So kind of the five aspects being cool. First one is self-belief and confidence. So people have a strong unwavering of like who they are, what they believe in, and believing in themselves. The second is define convention. So they carve their own path. They do what they want to do, like even if that's different from what everybody else is doing. The third is understated achievement. They're successful with what they do, but they're not loud about it. They're really quiet, really reserved. Um, and they have like a strong ability to like regulate their mood and like how they come off to others. So they come off as like this laid back, cool individual. A third is caring for other. They typically tend to be humanitarian individuals with a caring attitude for others. And the book said it kind of attributes this to like them being kind of outsiders themselves, so they kind of get where other people are coming from. Um, and then the last one is energy and connectedness. So they spend a ton of time with other people um, on social media and then just around the world. Um, so kind of moving into the six techniques of modeling. The first one is like testimonials. So they have people, write good positive reviews about their company or brand or product or whatever on like different independent websites. Next one is like celebrity endorsements. We see this all the time. Pay well-known celebs or credible people that people recognize to give a message or just represent their brand. Third one's kind of is selective targeting. So it's identifying like an aspirational group and have them endorse the brand. So the example the book gave was the like personal trainers, and then having them represent their brand. Next one's influence targeting. So get people that are experts in a niche thing or like have super high social influence. And we're starting to see this more, especially with the rise of social media, where people have these massive followings and then brands will target them to endorse them because they can get it on a wide platform. Next one's social media proofing. So encouraging liking a brand on some form of a social media platform gets people to interact with it. And essentially other people keep copying, interacting with the brand. And the last one's public relations hype. So use PR to make it appear as like there's a ton of people involved and excited about the brand. So kind of the one modeling ad that I decided to go with was like an old school Terry Crews Old Spice commercial, and I'll attach it with this link for the video in there as well. But he just essentially represents the brand and, comes in as this big, strong dude that, like, knows what he wants. And he's like, Old Spice is it. I don't know. I think it's kind of a cool old school commercial from, like, 2013. Going into the characteristics of effective models. First one's expertise. So that's, like, perceived knowledge of the task. So, like, in it, like an example, I kind of thought, would A be like Terry Crews with like, okay, ex-athlete, he knows what good hygiene products are about, or like Gordon Ramsay, like has extensive cooking knowledge. So if you're gonna sell pans or something like that, that would be good. Second one is traction and liking. So this is when people can relate to somebody or they're highly liked. So I just instantly thought of like The Rock. Everybody likes him, comes off as like this relaxed, cool dude that's just like us. Next one's attention getting. So these people are interesting or unexpected. So like I thought of like Pete Davidson. He's just kind of a weird, quirky dude. He's always doing something new, dating somebody new. Like, you don't really know what you're going to get out of them. And he started to appear in more ads over time. And then the last one, I just thought it was fit for the job. And are they the best to represent the brand they're representing? So I just thought of like LeBron and Nike. The dude's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Like, he's going to know his athletic wear. He's like perfect to represent Nike, essentially. And then kind of moving into like how we can use this with the client, I think two of the basic ones that would work well, or would be the easiest to implement are like the testimonials, like having people write reviews about the store and the brand. I'm on different websites to spread a little more awareness and to like get this modeling going and more people interacting with the brand. And then the social media proofing, like encouraging people to like the brand on all these different platforms. And you could even add like a prize or a drawing, like to encourage this. So like if you like a certain amount of posts or share a post or whatever, like you get entered into a drawing, and then we do a giveaway or something along these lines. I think those would be the two easiest modeling things to do. I think it'd obviously be tougher to do celebrity endorsements, or some of the other targeting ones without some connections.